into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Welcome to today's episode of AfterBuzz TV's NXT After Show. It is June 11th. We have just received the report that Virgil Riley Runnels Jr. has passed away. Of course, Dusty Rhodes, one of the greatest of all time, in his own words. We do not know the cause yet. Needless to say, a shockwave has been running rampant throughout the wrestling community. As a result, we have rescheduled our interview with Sasha Banks, and we're going to spend a little bit of time honoring this great man.
We've known so many people. I personally have known so many people who've worked with him directly and have said that he is one of the most brilliant minds to ever work in the wrestling business, and that he is he's one of the most important figures in all of wrestling, and I believe the wrestling world as a whole will be mourning his loss today.
What's gonna be? We got to look at the. There's very little bit of a light side to this, but what we do have is we have a generation of wrestlers who received knowledge from him firsthand and now are going to be guiding the future generations. And with Dusty's guidance, we're going to have a lot more Dustys.
Absolutely.
You know? He's always been one of the greatest. It's so hard. This just happened, and we're trying to wrap our minds around it. But
I mean, he was the everyman.
He was
son of a plumber.
American dream.
He appealed to the masses. That was his goal, was to be a reflection of everybody in the audience and have them live vicariously through him, through his pursuits, and it worked. And he was the head of creative down in NXT, as we were able to witness at the E360 of NXT itself, and his presence so very large. He was so very much larger than life, like we expect our real wrestling heroes to be. He was much larger than life.
One of the only men who could pull off polka dots. And totally make it work. Dance like a cat on a hot tin roof. Amazing, remarkable. He's one of those people that will live forever. We'll never. It's impossible to forget that man. He has such a amazing legacy in Dustin and Cody, and
Trevor as well.
And Trevor, yes. And hopefully we see a little bit more from him down the line. But we wanted to take the time today to express our condolences to everybody feeling this. Our fearless leader Maria, over the WrestleMania holiday, which is essentially what it was, she did her Dusty promo and for Dusty, and how many people can say that? That's,
absolutely.
So from all of us here at AfterBuzz TV, to fans, family, friends of the WWE, of NXT, we'll miss you, Dusty. Now, we got to talk about this show.
Yep.
So we'll try there's a lot to talk about in this show, so we'll probably get into the full throes of our discussion that we wanted to.
Boy, we have way more time than we thought we were going to have.
What
today.
A transition! Yeah. So
let's
we got plenty of work. Let's start from the top as we do. If you guys have any dusty memories that you would like to share, just ABTV NXT. We'll talk about them on the show. We'll get to it at the end of the show. Thank you again for joining us live. If you are, if not, we do this live. So our first match of the night was Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley. We saw this tease last week versus Rawless and Sampson. Not necessarily one of the most odd pairings that we've ever seen in a tag team match.
No, this fit.
Yeah.
There was a weird kind of cohesion that took place between Ryder and Rawley.
It worked remarkably well, and we didn't see like Mojo went the extra hype and now is Super Mojo, and you can't stop him, which is kind of what we wanted.
Exactly. He's playing to the audience, and his repertoire has expanded a little bit to introduce some new moves. He feels really present in that ring, like he's now a real threat to whoever it is on the receiving end of his blows.
And he feels fluid. So it's not like, okay, now I will do the 3-point charge. Okay, now I will do the whatever his old move was called. I forgot. Hyperdrive. It's been a while. So this was, he was feeling it. He found kind of the essence of the Mojo, and it might be transforming into something else, but this seems like a version of himself to Hyperdrive, and him and Ryder. It was weird to see somebody kind of out club Ryder when it came to that type of a person. But this was a fun match. We got to see Ryder excel. We got to see Mojo be strong. Do you think the pounce is going to be his new finishing move?
That wasn't really a pounce.
It wasn't really a pounce, but
it was. I'd call it the elbow from hell.
It was an elbow?
More
it looked
or less,
like a shoulder.
It was kind of an elbow.
All right.
It's kind of what Bray Wyatt does. Only, Mojo had the extra effort of whipping himself into the ropes and using the momentum off that to take the opponent off his feet. What really surprised me about this whole matchup was the crowd's response to Mojo. They had such a sour taste in their mouth for him when he left, and now such an ovation when he comes back. I think there's a lot of hope for Mojo Rawley. It's what we felt when we saw him for the very first time, was hope. Here's a young man, very energetic, very charismatic, and we want to see this person excel. And I think everyone in the crowd feels that way as well. But when they don't live up to the expectations, that's when the crowd starts to turn. And now we're being reintroduced to Mojo Rawley. And I feel that there's a reinvigorated hope that this young man will become everything we want him to be.
I would hope so.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's nice to see. It's good to see an evolution. We talk about a lot of stuff here on the show, and a lot of people, and our little critiques and what we think should change from show to show. And you call us on it, which again, thank you. Had a fun time in the literally had a fun time in the comments for last week's show because of what I was saying about Adam Rose and Tyler Breeze and blaming the writers and this, that, and the other thing. So seeing stuff just naturally start to progress is great, and it's good to see Mojo seemingly, not necessarily, first it's good to see him back. Also, it's good to see him on this new trajectory, and I can't wait to see what it brings him.
Yes.
They hit Zach hit a Rough Rider from the top rope for the win.
Kind of like the old Hart Foundation finisher.
Yeah, kind of.
A little bit. Same sort of setup, but with the Rough Rider, I think it actually was that much more impactful. Yeah. That would knock a person out.
Definitely. They celebrate with the Mojo Row, which just happened to be there this week.
They were loud.
They were.
They were 100% behind him.
It's like, hey, fam, I'm wrestling. Why don't you come and watch me?
And then he goes and celebrates with them, which is what you really need with a guy like Mojo is fan exposure. People need to be able to see him and meet him before a show takes place to really understand that this guy is the real deal. He's 100% what he seems to be, that he lives this and this is him. And that's what I hear from people who know Mojo Rawley firsthand as a person. This is really him. He's just this hyped, super personable guy who just brings the good times with him wherever he goes.
Yeah. Yay energy. It's good. It's good to see. It's good to see his energy and it just overflowing and oozing through him, and not. I mean, this is our first match back with him, but it's good to see that it's not a formula.
Yes.
You know, that's one of the main things with his. We're talking too much about him. Long show. We see a WWE promo for the Demon. For the Japan show.
Very interesting.
Really cool.
Choice of words on this had me paying very close attention. Arrives was really what they were saying, which suggests to me that this is the main roster debut of
Finn Balor. And rightfully so, the Demon Finn Balor, or no, the Demon's on the main roster, but Finn is still on NXT.
Well, you know that happens.
You can't do that.
When have we seen Brandon on an after show?
Right?
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah.
There was that one time he showed up for Halloween. That was fun.
No, that was me doing an impression of him.
See, it was that good.
It's tricky.
It was that good.
Tricky.
We also got a Dana Brooke package, which I really liked.
Yeah, actually, there was a lot of positive review on this.
It was her looking at Twitter and her talking at all the haters and referring to all the haters and saying that she feeds off the negativity. These actions will have reactions, and those actions will hurt, which is cool. I popped for Sylvester Lafort in the background of while she was on Twitter, because you can't. He was wearing one of his gold shirts, and I was like, Sylvester.
He reflects light.
Yeah, I'm missing him too. But solid outing from Dana Brooke to kind of remind us that she's here to stay. Go on.
It's one thing to look good in a package. That's another thing to walk out in the middle of the ring, pick up a mic, and speak words and have them mean something.
True.
I don't want to take a big old dump on anybody, but I just want to say that I'm glad this package got over. Package, great work on the package. But let's just see where this goes, because we had all those video packages leading up to her debut, and then we had her debut lackluster. I want to see some capitalization. We have this great package. Now let's see them capitalize, or her individually capitalize, on the reception of this video.
Speaking of reception, it's called the segue. We have we're a network. The whole thing. This is a morning, and I've got to do. There's a show.
We're doing a show. I got my coffee.
We like talking a lot about the different aspects of the show and what can change for NXT. Did you know that you have that same power? You do. If you go to podcastone.com, that is podcastone.com, there's a survey that you can take for our show to tell us how we can improve. It's super simple. We have a lot of people in our chat that do it during the show while they're listening. I mean, don't splinter your listening. Make sure you pay attention to every single thing that we say. But
every syllable has its own greater importance.
Syllable. All you got to do. We love hearing from you. Go to podcastone.com. It's a listener survey. 3 minutes. That's all we ask. Rosie and Jamal, 3-minute warning before we send 2 angry Samoans at you to do this survey. I'm all over the place right now. But if just go to podcastone.com, it'll take you 3 minutes. It helps us out a lot, and we can help change and affect the show.
And remember, kids, just like Prince Adam, you have the power!
I like how you straight-faced after that. Just no face.
Right.
You just totally no-sold it. There was a lot of matches tonight. I think there was five or six.
All of them very legitimate contests. We didn't say much about Samson and Rawless and the first match of the night, but they looked great. Honestly, looked great.
Yeah.
I totally missed them.
Their second appearance.
Absolutely. And Samson particularly looking strong and a very interesting look, personally, about him, his jawline, his beard. He looked very on point. They looked good. It was a good contest. If it wasn't for them, Ryder and Raleigh wouldn't have looked as good. Let's just say that.
That's what all of the other talent was tonight, really. We're not seeing squash matches anymore because if, like Brandon mentioned in his Ken Knapsack interview, it's not. If you don't beat anybody, like you have to, your opponent has to be somebody. If your opponent isn't anybody, then you're not beating anybody. Right. You're not. There's a better way to put that because
they're termed enhancement talent. But what kind of enhancement is it when you simply run over them like they aren't there?
Yeah.
There's not much of an enhancement. So when they actually have put up a legitimate fight and a contest, now this is an enhancement. They're enhancing the talent that beat them.
Yep. You did it. Nailed it. Emma versus Blue Pants. Apparently, Blue Pants' birthday. That's what her tweet was about all those weeks ago. She was like, "You helped make my night like the best thing ever." So I guess they found out that it was Leva Bates' birthday, and they were just chanting "Happy Birthday" at her.
Like all of them. Like, texted each other to make sure that everybody knew. We're gonna say happy birthday to Leva Bates. You better say it too, or else we're not gonna talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it was a weird community thing. The entire place was saying happy birthday. It was like, whoa, this is the cult of NXT.
It was probably like a telephone game.
Probably.
Leva tried. I'm gonna call her Leva, like Blue Pants, whatever. But I'm gonna call her Leva. She tried getting as much offense in this match as she could, but Emma just kept cutting her off every single chance that she could.
Every time she started to get a little steam rolling, man, just rug right out from under her.
And the happy birthday stuff really helped enhance Emma's like meanness. Like it's just like happy birthday. Like it
just
wasn't
so super bitter about the whole thing. Not only does everyone like her more than me, it's also her birthday. Great.
Yeah. Just rub it in. Just beat it in. A lot of striking from Leva, but Emma did everything. Just hold it. Huge lariat from Emma in the middle of this match. That was disgusting.
Whoa!
Yeah. And Emma ends up winning with the Emma lock, even after like Leva did her own version of like the beating the bell free that Sheamus does, and that was but Emma lock for the win. It wasn't quick. Like, that's the thing, is these matches were quick, but they weren't. They were full matches.
Right. There was a lot of back and forth action. I mean, even Leva Bates definitely got some impressive kicks in. I mean, three head kicks in a row. Just nailing Emma every single time. And to really, the credit, she kept getting up. You know, if I was going to take a head kick like that, I would not be getting up. But she took two, and on the third one, she was like, maybe I should just stay here for a while. I'm not gonna get up.
I'm just gonna chill. Backstage, we see the Long Island trio.
Actually, I had an interesting idea. Thought about Emma.
Think about it.
The way Corey Graves talks about Emma and Emma's career and it not living up to expectations, I almost feel that Corey Graves would be a great advocate for Emma. Yeah, let that sink in. I mean, he's got his own personal experience with his career not going necessarily the way that he wanted. So there's some real camaraderie in there, some understanding. And she doesn't speak much, and he's very much the vocal mouthpiece. Now, if he were to be her manager, that would be something quite impactful.
It would, but then that would do you think that would take him away from the commentary booth?
I mean,
and travel
to a degree. Yeah. I'm just saying, but I think it's an interesting idea because of the similarities of the two share.
Yeah, no, I can see it. I don't know how much good that will do them in the long run.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it, though. I like the idea. Sorry, big show and everything, and this is a weird one. This is definitely a weird day.
Yep.
Backstage, Long Island Trio, they find out that they get a 6-person tag with Bam next week. There was so much that they said in this promo, I couldn't follow it all. My favorite one is, if they were from where we were from, they'd send you to Uncle Phil's. Which is like, they're not from Philadelphia.
No.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground was where I spent most of my days. Chilling out in Max for Lex and Uncle. I was shooting some b-ball outside of the school when a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in the neighborhood. They got in one little fight and Mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air." That's what it is. It's Uncle Phil, but it's Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yes. I think
that made me feel a little better.
Very good.
Thank you. Too much.
How do you decipher it all? You almost need a decoder ring listening to their promos.
It's just like, I was paying attention. I was laughing, but I had to be like, ha, ha, just quick laugh. It was ha, ha, just to understand everything. But serious, just like, I got a lot of time, but I ain't got time for this. Was one of the best endings to a promo
That's a great go-home line, whenever. I got a lot of time, I ain't got time for this. It's just out, that's it. That's a great Roddy Piper out right there.
Yep.
Just one line and I'm leaving.
So, excited? We're finally seeing this match.
Yeah.
Wonder what will come of it?
Who knows?
Well, I guess we'll wait and see.
We'll wait. We gotta wait. All we got is time. And we do have time for this. We actually do.
Yeah, and the time is next week. But speaking of the time is now, you can't see me in that was a worse transition. We get another promo for Owens and Cena 2 on Sunday at Money in the Bank. That's 3 pay-per-views in 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, and we didn't even mention the fact that there was an NXT title match on Raw.
Oh yeah,
on Monday.
Yeah, we got to see Neville and Owens finally fight. Well, I mean, they already fought, but you know what I mean.
But on Raw. For the NXT Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely insane.
But I like how Owens had his match on SmackDown with Ryder for the NXT Championship. And it was like, oh, cool. Oh, my God, it was defended on Raw?
Well,
that's the fun part.
That's the state of WWE television right now. It's Raw and SmackDown.
SmackDown also. Speaking of SmackDown, it is on later tonight on AfterBuzz, featuring our friends Kristen Rosenberg and whoever happens to be on the show tonight.
Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
I have no clue what day it is.
Yeah, because when we do the morning shows, it's different.
There's a sun. And
here we go. Tyler Breeze versus Bull Dempsey. Now, this match, I believe we've seen before.
Probably.
Yeah, we've probably seen before, but this was Bull hasn't been on TV for a while, and the crowd was reacting like the crowd does. It's not necessarily positive or negative. Bull S, whatever. That's just what the crowd does at the music.
Split. Some of them really like Bull, legitimately like Bull, and some of them just don't get it yet. But they will.
They will. Kind of a short match. Tie up in the corner. Bull is super aggressive. This whole match.
Complete control.
Yes. Following him, gives him a quick headbutt, knocks him into the rear chin lock. Tyler starts coming back. Bull hits the Bull over and goes for the headbutt, but that's when Tyler escapes out of the ring and starts running laps around the ring. Bull starts chasing him, slows down, grabs his side.
You got a stitch. I know what that's like. Ooh. It's right there.
Okay.
It's in the obliques. You get a cramp.
Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay. Regain control. Tyler's like, what's going on? And then keeps running and then do another lap, and Bull does another thing. And takes another break. Bull gets thrown back into the ring. Beauty shot for the win. And everybody's just like, what the hell is going on? Like, kind of laughing, but like...
it's Tyler Breeze being smart and really kind of being funny, so he's more babyface. Because he's the one instigating the comedy, he's really the babyface in this. But I mean, escaping the ring, running around the ring, all very heelish, but because the end means is comedy, he's the good guy. Yeah.
Well, really quick, let's just button it with the segment in the back too, just so that we can talk about it all at once. Later in the night, Regal announces that Samoa Joe will make his debut tonight with Owens on commentary, and then Bull walks in with Doritos. It's like, you want to see me, Mr. Regal? Crunch, crunch. Like, it's funny, but also it's like. You just okay, never mind. We'll finish the thing. Walks in with chips. You're talking about the thing. Oh, the match. I was training all night, so like I was really tired.
Super tired.
So yeah, that totally explains that. Crunch. Flour, you have a problem. Takes his chips, and Bull's like, pulls out a chocolate bar and takes a bite, which is funny. That's funny. And we got 2 Bull Dempsey segments where he got to show personality, whether that's his or not.
Fantastic.
Very funny.
Super happy for 2 segments.
Let's talk about the hypocrisy of everything. So, the promo. William Regal announces Samoa Joe, a relatively overweight wrestler.
I never put together that it was Samoa Joe.
Yes.
Actually,
so it was Samoa Joe, a relatively overweight wrestler, with Owens, the champion, but another overweight wrestler. Not to say anything about their strength, their cardio, their anything.
I'm not even going to say overweight. Here's what I will say. All 3 of these individuals, Bull, Joe, and Owens, have the same body.
That's a better...
Same body.
I think Bull's got the best body out of the 3 of them.
I would agree.
And I'm not just saying that because I like the guy.
Right. I say Bull's actually... I don't want to say well-rounded because that doesn't seem right. But he's got the best build, the best physical build out of all 3.
And we've seen it. We see in the Samoa Joe match at the end of the night, he is covered in a water tower of sweat from working a match. That's what comes with working hard in a match. I'm not saying that it's because he's fat. Like, no, that's what comes with working hard for a match.
My face drips.
Yes, it does.
You work. There's nothing like professional wrestling cardio. Absolutely nothing like it. It's 100% full steam ahead or dead stop, and you really have to be able to turn on like that.
So to show the crowd a champion and arguably his second challenger in line, Samoa Joe, being this body type, which is fine. Wrestlers are all types. I mean, look at Dusty Rhodes, one of the greatest of all time, and look at his body type. And
he wore trunks.
Yes, he did.
He didn't give
a toss.
Anything.
About
how he was perceived.
And he worked it.
He did.
Damn it, did he work it?
He so worked it.
So now to have the character of Bull Dempsey as this overweight dude, I want to hear your thoughts about it. I want to hear the audience's thoughts about it. And then there are 2 ways that this can go in my mind, and one of them is successful. So please.
Right. It comes from a very personal place, and I think it does as well for a lot of our audience. They don't want anybody being called overweight because they want to assume that everybody trains their hardest down at the performance center. And saying that one individual is not training as hard as the others, but is the exact same size as the other individuals who are at the top of the company, it's hypocritical. I don't think it holds water. Mm-hmm. I could get angry. I could get angry and say this isn't fair, but I'm just going to say that it doesn't make any sense and it doesn't necessarily hold water. And it's just something that I hope it goes somewhere fruitful. I hope that this actually turns into a running gag with Dempsey. That he gets a trainer, that we see him in segments that get him over, that show him working hard, something funny, something different. There's not much comedy down at NXT. The Vaudevillains haven't done any of their comedic shticks in a while. So
not too long.
Right, so why not have Bull Dempsey come in and do something funny? Because I know for a fact that guy has a ton of personality.
He does.
And is more than willing to do whatever it takes to any sort of end, be it serious or comedic. I've seen things that I can't even tell you about.
All right, so we got a couple folks from the chat. Adam Kelleher. I hope they did it because Bull wants to get fit and not just them taking a jab at him. And then Alex Mihailov. You can tell the story of Bull wanting to get fit without making him look like Homer Simpson. So I agree with you. There's no use getting angry over it. They can do one of two things. They can do one. They can make fun of him for being fat, and then he gets more fit. And okay, cool, we did it. Yay, Simon Dean. Or you can do this. We have a friend of ours, Ryan Katz. He makes is it vegan ice cream? How exactly does he do it?
It's vegan.
Very, very healthy ice cream. It's very health conscious, but it's ice cream. So still ice cream.
Still ice cream.
There are plenty of body types. We live in a world today where there are plenty of body types that either genetically cannot lose a certain amount of weight. And there are that can. You're a great example of that.
I have been every weight now. In my life, I have been fat, I have been skinny, now I'm just sort of well-muscled and very, very strong.
So there are evidence of that. I don't know what body type Bull is. I think the most successful thing you can do for kids watching your program is you put him on, like you do the comedy thing where you put him on a diet, but he has a secret chocolate bar in his trunks. You go for all the comedy stuff, but then once it starts getting to the point where he's sticking to all, well, that was fun. He's sticking to all of the healthy stuff, and nothing's happening. He's working out as hard as he's ever been, and nothing's happening. Then you have a lesson that, that's his body type. Everybody has a body type. You might be a body type where you can be strong. You may not look as strong and as muscular and as toned as all of these other people, but if you eat right, you can be healthy. If you may not look like the healthiest person just because that's how your body is. It could be an important lesson for kids about not giving up when it comes to eating healthy. Like people who try diets and nothing happens. That's because they haven't figured out the right sort of diet for their body yet, but that doesn't mean they should stop. So I think using it as a learning tool for kids watching that's why I like Bull so much, because he was a different body type and he kicked ass and he showed everybody why he was great and why he was strong.
Yeah.
So now this just takes that to a different level. Why not? That I think that's positive. It shows a good lesson for kids, and it kind of makes the joke stuff worthwhile.
Right. I mean, it teaches perseverance as well as tolerance and acceptance. Mm-hmm. So those who want to lose weight can lose weight and get fit, and those who look at other people who are bigger with disdain will learn acceptance through this, and that everybody is worth their time.
And it's an adult storyline that comes from a childish place that everybody can laugh at. Like it's something that we all can laugh at instead of or we can all laugh with as opposed to laugh at.
Right.
And everybody grows and everybody's happy. The more you know. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we're really happy that Bull Dempsey is getting more time on TV.
We just want to see this turn into more time.
Exactly.
We don't want this to end on this note being such a very sour note. We don't want this to be the last time we see Bull Dempsey for a while. We want it worked into a bit.
Yeah, and hopefully maybe he incorporates it with somebody else. There's the rumor that he was going to be with a tag team partner, but we won't know until a little bit later. Solid match. Again, it was fun. It was entertaining. It did what it was supposed to do.
Everybody got over.
Everybody got over.
Tyler looked smart and kind of funny for being able to outsmart the guy who was just on him from the beginning, just pummeling him. And that's what Bull's great for. Bull's great for being that guy who just beats people up. I mean, literally, that's his entire appeal. But he's great for that sort of thing, and then Tyler just looks smart and funny and capable of thinking his way out of a situation. And everybody wins. Everybody wins.
Let's hope everybody wins.
Yes.
Well, in a match that nobody can win. Well, actually, no. That's not true. We got a glimpse back of Becky Lynch's match at Unstoppable, her standing out from the crowd, and tonight we're going to see her return her first match since Unstoppable, which is against newcomer Jessie McKay. And this was a really impressive match with Jessie on top for most of the match.
She was one of the most recent acquisitions, one of the Australians that we had heard so much about, and apparently she's good enough to put right on television. And goodness, I mean, she really looked good out there.
She did. No, she kept Lynch in control the whole time.
Just working that seatbelt, keeping going back to that same hold, working that arm, because she knew that was the real thing that had her lose the match at TakeOver, was the weakness in the arm, and she thought to herself, maybe it's not 100%, maybe she came back a little bit too soon. I'm going to work on the same thing that Sasha Banks sort of opened the door for me, so keep working that arm.
Might as well. Really gross hold too. Just digging into the shoulder.
It works. Actually, essentially the entire arm, because it'll stretch out your elbow and can hyperextend your arm, as well as put undue stress on your shoulder and possibly tear rotator cuff if you're not careful. So it's a very serious thing to do, a seatbelt like that.
This match, it was. We're very speechless today, but it's Lynch did a very good job from fighting from below, and totally taking over. Her whole sequence at the end with the leg drops that like. What do you call that? That submission that she used?
I have no idea.
Cool.
But I thought and I went, I can duplicate that really easily. I want to do it.
She wrapped a leg around her left shoulder. She wrapped an arm around her right shoulder. I guess you could
call it like a backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a long ways backpack. Yeah. Not necessarily like a gory.
Not a gory. This is like a sideways.
Yeah, sideways gory, I guess. And she was a tall drink of water too, so they could have really could have stretched her out. Slammed her on the ground and went right into the disgusting armbar, which is funny and terrible at the same exact time.
Which is Becky's sense of humor all the way around.
Or Brennan's.
She's punny. We know she's punny.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if that was her own name. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a disgusting armbar.
Disgusting.
God, more. Then we got the backstage thing with Bull. We talked about it. Then we go to Jason Jordan backstage talking about, the last tag team party didn't work out so well, but this next one, I promise. That's my Jason Jordan impression. Thank you. Chad Gable comes up offering his services. Whenever Jason Jordan is ready, willing, and Gable to let him in. I like him. And they walk. This is one of the things that I have with backstage promos is Jason walked away from his locker room, and it was like, where are you going? Like you were just here. He didn't. I don't think
you ever do encounter somebody that you dislike so much that you sort of leave the general area,
cross the street to get away from
them. Right. Like you've left all of your belongings in this room with them because you're just like, I gotta get away from this guy. I get that. I think that happens to me a lot, actually.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it?
Come to think of it, now that I mention it, yeah.
Does it? Gable adds himself to the locker space. Just says, "And Gable," like a heart on a tree.
You should have put a little heart in Gable. There is something
We're married.
There's something about this Gable kid. I was talking to somebody else about it, and I went, not since Kurt Angle have we seen like an amateur wrestler who is just such the amateur wrestler who's got this level of charisma and just can play to the camera so well, and it's just this TV presence. There's just something about this Gable kid that just, I can't take my eyes off him. He's really there in the moment. He's there.
He's there?
He's there.
He's actually physically there.
God.
The technology that they're coming up with down there in that Florida place. I forgot its name. But our next match, this match I thought could have gone either way. Baron Corbin versus Angelo Dawkins. And this was great.
Good. Yeah.
And it was great to see Dawkins and Corbin just head to head, like literally face to face. I forget how tall Angelo Dawkins is.
Yeah, Dawkins is tall.
He's a big dude.
And it looked as though the lone wolf has put on some mass, like in the shoulders and the arms especially. I'm like, you've gained some weight, some positive gains there.
Which is, bro, because I think this is still the first recording after Unstoppable.
Yeah.
And then he changed the red, I think, at Unstoppable. Like he used to wear the blue on his tights, and now he's wearing the red. Whatever.
Okay.
Or he changed it tonight. A lot of heavy strikes back and forth. Angelo sticking with his amateur background. Is really interesting to see him just keep going for the headlock takedown, and Baron's like, no.
Yeah.
And it's weird to see this type of a match from two huge guys, because we see it from like Shelton Benjamin and another dude who's about his height. Like you see it from smaller dudes because the amateur dudes are a little bit smaller. So seeing it from two giants adds a different level to it, and I could watch this match over and over again.
Right.
I would like to see these two fight more. Clean cut All-American boy and the renegade who can't stick around because he's too busy with his woman traveling.
The dusty outsider.
Yeah. Why not?
That's it's a good story. It's like that's a very 1960s kind of Easy Rider, actually. Come to think of it.
Huh.
You got your long hair, you hippie. And,
Dawkins got his nice clean cut.
Right.
Alex Mihailov in the chat. Gable is a stage 5 clinger.
Like, yeah, almost. I need a restraining order against. And then Gable makes the tag and is immediately tackled and arrested.
That would be good. That would be great. Wow, where were we? Angelo gets knocked down, hanging up on the bottom rope. Baron makes a huge deal about sliding under the rope and then just clocking him in the face, which is fun.
He's done that. That's
he's
been
done it a couple times.
Of his.
But gross. Ew, gross.
It's a great shot. He always manages to make that real good.
Yeah. Dawkins starts to come back, nails a few good shots, goes for the bulldog off the ropes, misses it. Huge clothesline from Baron Corbin. Almost takes his head off. Wow. End of days. Huge end of days for the win, too.
Corbin had that scouted real well. As soon as Dawkins put his hand on Corbin's head, he just shoved him right off. He knew I just got to get away from him, created that space, took him down.
And the one thing on commentary that I was a little bothered by is they kept calling him the only dominant force in NXT. Like, that's their new tagline, is Baron Corbin, the only dominant force in NXT. Which is hard to find. Like, Kevin Owens, like, that's Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. There's a lot of people who are pretty dang dominant. Like, the rest, this show was enhancement matches. So to stick him in a sea of enhancement matches and say he's the only dominant force is like Dana Brooke, arguably. You know, like there's a lot of people that are like, it's me, and there are so many people that are it's me. It's like, well, it's you, it's all of you, it's them.
It's all of you together.
Yeah.
You make a beautiful tapestry.
A rainbow. A beautiful rainbow. It's so that sort of thing is like, okay, what's your next line? That's what I think. But it's we're seeing more colorful Corbin. It's not end of days for the win. Oh my God! Now I want to see colorful Corbin. Oh my God! Like Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Corbin. Dear Clement W. I have an assignment for you. That's a new shirt. Colorful Corbin.
Colorful Corbin. Just rainbow everything, and he'll start tag teaming with Darren Young, I guess. I don't know.
No, shut up.
You open the door!
Yeah, you flipping slammed it right shut. Alex Mikhailov, Baron Corbin, the only dominant force that has nothing to do with the NXT title picture. Right. They cut off the end. That's what it is. Final match of the night. We got Kevin Owens out. Byron, with his arm around Byron Saxton on commentary. They're buddies.
So uncomfortable.
Saxton's uncomfortable.
I don't like this.
Samoa Joe versus Scott Dawson.
Dawson!
Hey! And he was great in this match.
The guy.
Dawson is amazing.
Everything he did was so good. Like, yeah. I could take a lot of time and explain why it was so good. Let me just tell you, it was really good.
I mean, that's Dawson and Wilder. It really is. Like, it's one of those things where you can explain it. You don't have to. You just look at it and go, he's good. They're good. That is good. They are good.
Yeah.
Still, I don't know when we're gonna see it, but we gotta see that tag match that we saw at WrestleMania.
It'll happen, you know.
I hope so. I really do, because I'm sure they've toured that and they did that live.
Right now, I just want to see Dawson and Wilder versus anybody, and it not be an enhancement match. But I don't even care. I don't even care at this point.
Just want to see it on TV.
As long as they make it to television, because if they can just get one match on television and it starts to get over, then they can start to have actual lengthy matches and different matches and all sorts of different kind of matches
and momentum and set.
But it's just getting them there. Mm-hmm. We just gotta get past the threshold, and then the whole thing will open up.
Yeah. Boom, there you go. Also loved Owens putting Dawson over in this match. Like, look at Scott Dawson. Look at this guy. He's great. He's amazing. And it's true. Like, I mean, we've been saying it, and a lot of other people have been saying it the whole time. So, listen. Try to find old Scott Dawson stuff. Him with Sylvester Lefort. Before he got hurt, and before he came back. Again, like, this is a great debut match because it wasn't a squash.
No.
Joe showed a lot of his classic offense that we've seen over the years. Standing STO in the corner, muscle buster for the win. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Here's something that I kind of want to talk about. We're getting all of these people, all of these dream people that are like, oh, finally, they're in the WWE, huzzah! The thing about, like, and it's great. You all right?
Yep.
Okay. Needed the vocal confirmation.
Good.
I'm the most excited I was about this match was Scott Dawson. It wasn't Samoa Joe. I love Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, triple threat match, Destination X for the X Division Championship is one of the greatest single wrestling. Well, I mean, it's a triple threat match. It's not necessarily a single match, but it's one of the greatest matches that wrestlers have put on. He is an amazing talent, and the fact that he is here and we get to see combinations that we're going to see is remarkable, magical, fantastic. As a wrestling fan, couldn't be happier. But maybe...
Do you know what it is?
What is it?
It's exclusivity.
Yeah?
It's the fact that you can see Samoa Joe on so many other different platforms for so many other years, but there's only one place to see Scott Dawson, and it's on this show. It's exclusivity. It's what WWE wants.
Yeah.
But are breaking their mold for this. They want that exclusivity. It's why they sign everybody to exclusive contracts. Mm-hmm. They only want the people that are on their show to be seen on their show. But now with all of the plethora of talent that they're bringing in, who are so very visible on different platforms, the exclusivity is gone.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. We've seen Samoa Joe, but we've not seen Scott Dawson. We've not been able to see his entire moveset and what he's capable of.
And that's part of the reason why this whole influx of great talent, amazing talent, is cool. It's very cool to see all of these people finally, but over the year we've been loving all of this original quote-unquote homegrown talent. Our Sasha Bankses, our Tyler Breezes. I was going to say Paige, but that's not true at all. But like we have all of these people, the Enzo and Cass, like all of these people that we've been appreciating, and then it's like, hold on while these other people step through. Okay, once they're gone, we'll get back to you. But it's like, why not? Like, why not have them while they're here? You know, if the ultimate goal is up there, why not test everything down here before going up? But now Owens, the NXT Championship now is a title that will be defended everywhere. It seems like that's what it looks like. If it's at Japan and Balor is making his main roster debut, he and Owens are going to be crossing all of the different things, because Joe can't. I don't think he can come right up as a result. He possibly can, but look at what happened to Tyson Kidd. That's a freak accident. That was a freak accident. But it's. And
the problem is we don't have anything confirmed on it.
No.
That's arguably by design on WWE's part. But at the same time,
that's to say they're already testing him. So he's already up there, and there might have been a complication. I'm not blaming anybody. Because those things happen.
Right.
Of course, those things happen. It's an interesting situation. I want my NXT back. That's not true. I want everybody to excel, and all of these people that have been excelling, good for them. Not just go main roster so that we can have our people back.
Right.
It's a weird thing, because I'm happy for everybody, but at the same time,
a lot of the people we're seeing have already achieved success. They're really vastly successful, and a lot of the people we're not seeing have yet to achieve their success. We want to see really them achieve theirs. I think it's probably from a personal place of ours. Just we want to see people get their due, and it's not saying that the other people, aren't relevant and that we don't want to see them. We 100% do. It's just it's there's got to be a mix. It's tough.
It's tough. There's got to be a good mix when we get these people who debut, and then they're automatically like they're on every show, and then when they're not on a show, the next person who debuted is on every show, and it's seeing the people that, like when we saw Angelo Dawkins a year ago, we were like, cool, new guy, and he's been enhancement talent for a year. So right. Not on the live shows, but when is that going to start to permeate? Ty Dillinger, when is that going to start to permeate? We're starting to get Mojo back. We're getting a new version of Bull. Like all this stuff that has been going on that the live crowds have been getting, you lucky devils. We're just waiting to permeate onto television.
Yeah.
And that can't come soon enough.
No, it's we're hungry. We're really hungry for whatever NXT's offering, and we want all their offerings. Bring them to us. They sustain us.
So to wrap up the show, Owen starts to leave after Joe wins. Joe calls him back, wants him to be a good man, get in the ring, give these people the match that they want. Owens, I love him. You can't just win one match and get a title shot. You've got to earn these things, which of course echoes his entering into the company. Rico comes out. He's like, oh yeah, you don't need a title match, but you can fight.
You can beat the hell out of him. Yeah. It's not going to be for a belt, but you can beat him.
So next week we're going to get some kind of a match between the two of them. It may not be what we want.
It'll probably be Kevin Owens running for the hills.
Maybe.
I have to imagine. He's probably like, I don't want any part of this. I got a real title match coming up. I'm going to be fighting for that.
I got to train. So... I just got off a one with John Cena.
Right.
So
I'm super tired, guys. So I'm gonna run.
So far next week we've got the 6-person tag. still a little soggy here.
Six-person tag, that's fun stuff. I really am wondering what can be seen from that.
Before we wrap up, though, I did want to mention we do have something fun coming up from Maria. She used to do this great thing with Julianne Hough during the holidays. It would be like a dance battle. So ABC, in their infinite wisdom, decided to make that a show to get everybody involved. It's as simple as your smartphone. Everybody has a camera on their smartphone. Mine has the gorgeous Tyler Breeze on it. By using that, dancing a challenge via social media, you can take part in the opportunity of a lifetime. If you want to dance on network television, it's just as easy as going to www.dancebattleamericacasting.com. You can submit any sort of dance fever that you have. If you're more of a Mojo, if you're more of a like a ska type of dancer,
maybe a shuck and jive.
Yeah. Any sort of thing. A Charleston. It's like Tough Enough, but with dancing. Holy crap! What, it just came together in my head. So yeah, it's it's super simple. Again, the website is dancebattleamericacasting.com. It's a chance to fly to Los Angeles. If you're in Los Angeles, stick around.
Stay in Los Angeles. Don't go anywhere, kid.
It's just going to be a fun, all-out, just everybody's going to be dancing, having a good time. Do the dream proud. Enter yourself, do a little dream shuck and jive, see how far you get. You'll definitely get on our radar. Send us a bit of that on the YouTubes, on the Vine, on Instagram, video, anything. So one last time, that is dancebattleamericacasting.com.
Good job.
Thank you. What a day. What a day. Goodness me. So
we almost did an hour.
For those of you who joined us later in the show, we rescheduled our interview with Sasha Banks due to the news today about Dusty Rhodes, Virgil Runnels Jr. Passing away this morning. We'll just do a quick reiteration again. He is a man that no one will forget. He is a man that will live on, and all of us here at AfterBuzz TV, not just the wrestling hosts, all of our producers, all of our hosts, we're all... Dusty Rhodes is a man that transcended the brand. He is one of those few people that is a household name, and will continue to be a household name. There will always... Anytime you hear American Dream, I couldn't help but saying it like that. The American Dream,
baby.
Dusty Rhodes, baby. We are. We're. I mean, as you could tell from the show, we were all over the place. We were about to go live, and we saw the tweet from Triple H, and we
panicked.
And we tried to, but we had a job to do. We are supposed to report the NXT happenings to you. This is one of those NXT happenings.
Very much so.
We are. We are going to be keeping an eye on news as it happens. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we're gonna update as fast as we can, as quick as we can. Everybody's just gonna talk and kind of be together during this time.
And I think we should send our condolences to his family. And all those who work so very closely with him down in the Performance Center. I think they will need our prayers more than he will. I think he's gone really to a better place and has left a void in the lives of all of those who have been working so closely with him.
And of all things, good luck on their touring show tonight. They're at Pittsburgh and
Columbus.
Columbus. They're returning to Columbus. That's right.
Yeah. Let the 10 bell ring tonight, and this one's for Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
This one's for Dusty. All right. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. We want to just give a quick moment of silence for Dusty. We don't have our own 10 ring bells.
No,
but
that's fine.
again, if you wanted to keep an eye on any of the Dusty news, you can follow Hobo at True Hobo.
Yep.
You can follow me at Soapbox Mark and The Gimmick Pod. And next week we'll be back for another NXT show. I believe Kathy will be back next week. We will give you an update on when our Sasha Banks interview will occur. It might be a couple of weeks, so just be patient.
Yeah, we just don't know.
No, and we're not going to push it.
No.
So just stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Thanks, Dusty.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.